to the 9th episode of the Lovebird Lane podcast. My name is Julianne and I am your host, and I'd like to welcome you all to the podcast this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It means a lot. And if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for trying me out. I hope you enjoy. Today is going to be another short one because, as I've spoken about before, I have the Fibre Feast festival, market, whatever you'd like to call it, coming up in about a week and a half, just under a week and a half. So I have had a lot of work to do and I have been dyeing up a storm. I'm about 2/3, I think, the way through what I need to dye. And as such, I haven't really been doing a lot of crafting. I have been getting quite tired because, believe it or not, dyeing yarn is an incredibly physical job. And so I've been quite tired by the evenings. I have still been getting up, walking the dog at 6 o'clock every morning. So I'm up early, I'm working hard through the day, as well as doing my chores around the house. And so I haven't had a lot of energy or inclination to craft too much at the moment. So that doesn't create a lot of good content for a podcast, but I thought I would stop in and say hi before I get onto today's dyeing schedule. I'm here. I made a commitment to do this once a week, so I am here. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Sorry for last week being a day late, but I think I explained it in the podcast. I can't remember why, but I do know that it was uploaded for a Saturday release instead of a Friday as normal. Today, of course, it's being released on a Friday, so we're all good back to the regular schedule, I suppose the word is. So today is a lovely cool day. Yesterday was only a top of about 20 or 23. The heat wave has passed. We're going to go up a little bit on the weekend, up to about 28, but that is completely bearable, so that's not going to be a big deal. And actually this week has been fantastic for dyeing because I've been able to get my yarn all dry out on the line, and it's also been comfortable inside the house for me to do the actual dyeing. So I've been doing really, really well. I've only got probably another couple of dye days left until all the yarn is done, and then I will be on to weaving and sewing. I've been doing a little bit of weaving at the end of the day. I will show you a video. I took some footage of what my most recent playing around was, and I had a lot of good feedback on Instagram for it, so that was lovely, thank you. And yeah, so I guess I can get on to what I have been knitting. It is not a lot, but I will show you anyway. The thing that has been getting the most love this week is my sock, because it's easy to pick up and put down, and it's all up here in my brain. So this is my Velveteen colorway on my sheepy base, and last week I showed off the first finished sock, and now I am just down past the heel. I turned the heel earlier in the week, and now I'm working on my foot. So I have a fair way to go, but like I said, I'm just picking this up in between doing other things. Going to pick Simon up from work. If I'm a little bit early, I'll knit a little bit on this. Been knitting on it in front of the TV in the evenings. But yeah, it's pretty much only if I have the energy to actually craft that I have been doing any knitting. So I'm still working on my sock. I'm hoping to have it finished by next weekend so I can have it as a sample in my booth at Fibre Feast. But yeah, I'll see how I go. I'm not going to stress myself out about it if I don't get it done, but that is my plan at the moment, is to have a pair of socks. I mean, in the very least, I have one of them finished, so I can always put one on display. So, vanilla socks, pretty boring. And the only other project that I've been doing a little itty bit on is my Ninilchik Swoncho. So you've seen all of this stuff at the top, all of this colour work. I am now just working on the body at the bottom. I need to get to 5 inches down from my sleeve hole. So you can see there I'm only maybe 3 inches down. So I've got a little way to go. It is a very big circumference, so it does take quite a while to get all the way around all of those stitches. I'm not sure, they're falling off the needle. I'm not sure how many stitches there are. There's probably a good 300 or so. So each round takes a little while, and depending on whether the front room, the lounge room, is warm or not, is whether I want to have this big colourwork double thickness sweater sitting on my lap. So that's why I have mostly been working on the sock, because yeah, this is a little bit boring, I have to say, because it's just stockinetting around on a very, very big round. But yeah, it's alright for watching TV. So this is Knit Picks City Tweed DK, and all of my colorways will be on my project page, and the link for that will be down in the description. So all of the show notes will be in the description. So again, not too much to talk about. It's just stockinetting around. It's pretty boring. But this is one of the projects that I wanted to get done before I cast on my no frill sweater. I showed the yarn off that I will be using for that last week in the podcast. Yeah, I'm hoping to get these projects done so that I can start my no frills, because I'm really keen to start working with that Fletcher colorway, because I really, really adore that colorway, and I'm going to have a lot of it at Fibre Feast, so keep your eye out for it if you're coming to visit us next Saturday. And I know I showed pictures last week, but I've kept my weekender sweater on the dressed form on Edith over here, just so that you could have a look and have it as a nice background for the podcast. So that is what I have there. I did speak about that last week. If you are new and you want to hear about it, it is in last week's episode 8. So that is the weekender sweater by Andrea Mowry. And I guess I can talk a little bit about the weaving. I have been playing with some pickup stick patterns that I saw something on the internet, and I just kind of tried to replicate it, and I've created my own pattern off it. And yeah, it's worked out really well so far. It is only the first part of the pattern. There is a larger chunk that comes in at the top with a slightly different pattern. So I have completed the first band, and hopefully this afternoon I can get on to working on the top section. I'll pop in a little bit of footage so that you can see what it is that I am talking about. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to incorporate in my hand woven project bags some sort of little design, just to make them a little bit unique, a little bit more special, even though they are technically all unique because they're all one of a kind. So essentially, I guess this current batch that I'm doing with the same colours that you've just seen, there will be 2 bags available in that combination, so not 100% unique, but yeah, they're all hand woven on my rigid heddle loom, and I really do enjoy pickup stick patterns. Though I do find, I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong spot, but I have been finding it quite hard to find ready written pickup stick patterns on the internet. Even if they're paid for, pretty much when I look up pickup stick rigid heddle weaving, it's mostly just sends you down a Pinterest rabbit hole, and it just links to one Pinterest which links to another Pinterest, and it's just it's too hard to even filter through all of that. So I've kind of just been looking for photos and seeing if I can sort of replicate, or as close as possible replicate, the design that I have seen. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, just fiddling around, seeing what I like, getting some patterns into my weaving, which I really enjoy. It is a little backbreaking because I've spoken before, my vision isn't great. I obviously wear glasses, and I don't have a proper loom stand, which is on my list of things to buy eventually. So I kind of have to hunch over my loom to be able to use my pickup stick to pick up all of the threads that need to be picked up. So it does hurt my back a little bit, but I have to say the finished outcome is well worth the back breaking effort. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that. It's so cool to see the design sort of coming out as you go along. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a few more designs in my weaving on my project bags, and even just on scarves in general if I decide to make a scarf. I realised the other day I gave my sister-in-law the scarf that I wove for her, that I have spoken about on one of the podcasts this year, a little bit further back, and she was absolutely delighted. She loved it straight away. She was like virtually squeeing all over the scarf, which was great. That's exactly the kind of reaction that you want from a handmade gift. She is very knit worthy. She's very craft worthy, I must say. I've only really made her a pair of socks. I've made her made her a hat, and I know that she wore the socks until her cat ate them. And she also wears the beanie as well. So that's really lovely, because she's very knit worthy, she's very craft worthy, so I'm always happy to give her a little present here and there. So I've got to knit her some more socks, I think, because I've got to keep her feet warm in winter. But yes, she wore the scarf yesterday because, as I said, it was cold yesterday, and she wore it into work, and she said all of her colleagues were in love with it, and she said even her CEO commented on it, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I realised that even though I've gifted it to her, I forgot to actually take a photo on Edith, because I was going to style it on Edith and take a couple of photos, but I'm hoping maybe I'll get Jackie to do some selfies when she wears it next, and I'll pop those up on my project page. But that's all the weaving. That's everything this week, apart from all of the dyeing. And I've got lots. I've got a washing basket down here next to me. I've got my drawers next to me as well, all full of yarn. So I'm probably going to have a really good amount at Fibre Feast. I hope I have what you are after if you're going to be there. And I know I've talked about Fibre Feast. Let's get some details. It is on the 16th of March, and it is going to be held at the Ardtornish Primary School, which is up in Modbury. I believe we are in the gym and the adjoining oval. And it goes from 10 AM in the morning until 4 PM in the afternoon. So if you're in Adelaide and you can get up to Modbury, we would love to see you up there. Come and say hi, let me know who you are, tell me your screen name, tell me your YouTube username so I know who you are. And yeah, I would love to see as many people up there as we possibly can. So other than that, this week has been pretty quiet. It's just been working and relaxing, and this weekend coming up we are going to go see Captain Marvel. We're going to Gold Lounge. We're not eating in Gold Lounge because my sister-in-law Jackie is coming and she's a pescatarian, so there was only really salt and pepper squid for her to eat on the menu, and yeah, that's a little bit boring. So we're going to go for dumplings and noodles beforehand because they have some great vegetarian options. So we will be going to have dinner, and then we will be going to see Captain Marvel, so hopefully that is a good one. It's going to be exciting to see a female superhero headlining a movie, so that's pretty good. I don't know how I feel about Brie Larson. I've not seen her in very much, but hopefully I will be impressed when I see the film. But yes, I think that is it. It is a long weekend this weekend. I will probably be working on Saturday, then we're going out Saturday night, and so yeah, I'm probably going to try and take Sunday and Monday to relax a little bit. Possibly maybe do a little bit of work, weaving or sewing or something on Monday, just so that I don't run out of time because of that public holiday. But yeah, that's about it. So I might sign off here so that I can get on to doing my dyeing work. I will be editing this after I've done my dyeing because I don't want to, you know, take the time now to edit it and then feel like I don't want to do the dyeing later. I want to get on to make sure that I do my dyeing for today. And yeah, so I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'm so glad I could make some time to come and say hi to you all. I hope you're all doing well. Please stay safe and happy crafting, and I will see you next week. Fingers crossed if I'm not too mad for Fibre Feast, but I'm hoping to see you next week. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.